Hello, my name is Jim Gurman. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Milwaukee 2603 M18 cordless drill driver. Milwaukee has covered this drill with a bunch of different trademarks, the most prominent being the fuel markings. Fuel is Milwaukee's way of saying it has three other features: the red lithium battery, the power state brushless motor, as well as the Red Link Plus hardware and software. Basically means that it's a computer controlled drill. Let's talk about the M18 red lithium battery first. This is the smaller of the two batteries that are available. This is the 2 amp hour one. There's also a 4 amp hour one that sticks down about another 2 inches. This is a second generation lithium ion battery. The big deal about that is that the second generation ones work better at colder temperatures. So if you're middle of winter, you're outside, this one will work a lot better than the previous generation of Milwaukee's just regular lithium batteries. Next is the power state brushless motor that's up here. The good news about a brushless motor, while it does produce a little bit more power and is a little bit more efficient, the biggest thing is it doesn't have brushes that are rubbing against the rotor at all times. In any other regular brushed motor, those brushes will eventually wear down, and either they'll have to be replaced or the tool won't work anymore. The drill also has a nice metal chuck. It's got a clutch, which is also pretty standard. One thing that isn't as standard is this nice selector between drill and drive. You just rotate this a little each way, and that switches between drill mode and drive mode. When it's in drill mode, the clutch is disengaged. It has 2 speeds, like most drills out there. It goes from 5,500 RPMs max on the low speed to 1850 on the high. That means that the high speed has about a third of the torque of the low speed. One of the other things that I like a lot about this drill is the rubber coating that's around any of the points that stick out, except for the tip here where a bit would be. The back is all nice and rubberized. There's little rubber bumpers on both sides here. The bottom is all, on the battery, is all nice and rubberized. That rubber coating is going to increase the durability of the drill a lot. If it's going to drop on a concrete floor, this rubber is going to absorb a lot of that impact, and your chances of the drill not breaking are much higher. Something you can't see, on the inside, the motor actually has little rubber grommets all the way around it that'll help protect it in a fall as well, so it's got even more chance of surviving getting dropped off a ladder or something like that. You can get this drill in 3 different formats: the bare tool, which is just the drill itself without any batteries or case; the -22 CT, which has the smaller batteries, these ones here, the 2 amp hour batteries. You'll get 2 of those. You also get this battery charger. This is the bigger of the Milwaukee battery chargers. It charges not only the M18 batteries over here, but it'll also charge the M12 batteries over here. So that's great if you have the smaller Milwaukee tools. You can charge the batteries on one charger instead of having to have 2 separate ones. It also comes with this case here. I tend to not use these cases so much. They tend to just sit on my shelf. But if you do use it, this one actually has a nice lot of room in it. There's plenty of room for the charger, the extra battery. There's also room for the drill with a bit on it, which is great. And lastly, it comes with a couple manuals full of warnings of not to hurt yourself. This version of the drill is the 2603-22, and that includes the 2 bigger batteries. They're 4 amp hours instead of these, which are 2 amp hours, so they'll last for twice as long. Alright, let's get to some actual drilling. I'm going to start off with it has to be a 9/32 bit, just one I had laying around. No problems. Next we'll try an 1.5" 4-stir bit. I'm still leaving this on the fast speed. So you can see if I really push down on it, I can get it to bind up, but with a reasonable amount of pressure, it drills. Alright, let's see how it drives the screw. I've still got it set on the drill setting, so the clutch isn't engaged. So let's see how it goes. So it easily sank the screw all the way down. It would keep going until I bottomed out. Now I'll turn the clutch on by switching it over to the little screw. I've got it set to about a 7, which hopefully should just about sink the screw flush. So you can see, makes it nice and flush. This one actually went a little bit over. That's the problem with these clutches, is as the density of the wood varies, it'll drive it to different depths, but you can at least get it to keep it from completely overdriving it. Now for the big guy. I've got a 4 1/4 inch hole saw on here. This is about as big a hole as I'd want to drill with a cordless drill. I also added the extra handle on here to be able to control it a little better. and still got it set in the faster speed. So you can see what happened there. Didn't really have too much problems until I started wiggling it a little and it started to bind up. When that happens, it just kind of shuts down. It doesn't actually stall the motor and it doesn't continue to try to turn it. It just stops until you take your finger off the drill. So I can switch it into the low range speed. And you can see it has no problem with it. In conclusion, I've had this drill for about a year now. You can see that it's gotten a lot of use. I really like the ergonomics of the drill. It's very well balanced. The grip is really nice. It's a rubberized grip. It feels really nice in the hand. It's easy to use for a long period of time without getting fatigued. There's very little vibration when the drill is running, so it doesn't tire your hand out. The trigger on it has a very good fine control. The LED stays on after you pull the trigger, and you can activate the LED without pulling it too far down. So if you are in the dark or something, you can turn the LED on without starting to drill your hole in the wrong spot. The drill has plenty of power. I've never wished that it had more torque, particularly with the two settings. If you ever need a little more, you can always switch it. I tend to use the faster speed most of the time. The only thing I'd really like to see on the drill is someplace to put a couple drive bits, either down here or on the back or something. It'd be really handy to be able to have like a Phillips head bit on there, so when you're up on a ladder and you've drilled a hole and realize that now you need to put a screw in it, you don't have to go all the way back down the ladder to get it. It's always with the tool and on it. The other thing I'd like to see is this only has the one LED down here. Sometimes that can get blocked by various things. I'd like to see another couple LEDs on the side or some other spot so that you get a better lighting over where you're drilling. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, I'd highly recommend it, and thanks for watching.